With the release of the 5th major update for Helldivers 2, the bots have finally gotten one that centers around them. This update has done a lot of good things, and I like it a lot. But since this is Arrowhead Game Studios, not everything is perfect. I'll be covering patch 6.0.0 and the title update as though they were one update for the sake of keeping this video simple. My opinions come from the fact that I only ever played difficulty 10. I know that some people will say that I should simply lower the difficulty in response to some of my criticism, but any issues that I bring up are related to improper difficulty tuning rather than difficulty 10 on its own being too hard. Since I'm a smaller content creator, I'm legally required to ask you to like and subscribe. It means quite a lot to me, and the dopamine from seeing a video do well is unlike any other. So to start, I wanted to talk about the new Warbond Siege Breakers. The Trident. Returning from the first Galactic War, the Trident has seen a big upgrade, firing 6 beams instead of 3 and being a really fun weapon to use overall with a fast fire rate and fast cooling, but sadly no proper weapon customization besides a few sights. The Breaching Hammer, a recoilless rifle in the form of a hammer. It's a viable and versatile weapon with a fast reload. My biggest issue with it is that it only has 8 rounds total, which is 2 more than the recoilless. I don't see any good reason for why the ammo is so limited, since melee in Helldivers 2 is inherently a high-risk, low-reward playstyle, where the trade-offs aren't worth the benefits. It does have a fast reload though, obviously, so killing bigger enemies can be done quickly. If the hammer had maybe 11 rounds total, then I'd consider it to be equal to the recoilless, even if it can't one-shot behemoth charges for whatever reason. If you want to take out behemoth charges, it pairs well with the Senator, since it can one-shot them after you hit them with the hammer. The belt-fed grenade launcher. To keep it short, this gun is super fun. Not needing to reload and having the ability to adjust fire rate is amazing. I know that compared to the regular grenade launcher with the supply pack, it's less effective in terms of damage and total ammo count, but at least the BFGL saves you a stratagem slot and you don't look like a nerd who relies on meta weapons. There is no irony in that sentence. The Leveler.
Huh?
It's really good. I don't know what else to say. Sure, you only get one, and the cooldown is 140 seconds without any ship upgrades, dropping down to 119 seconds after you have all the upgrades, but overall, it's a fun weapon, and it can kill most heavy units in one shot, plus it's extremely satisfying to line up a perfect angle when trying to hit enemies at long range. For the next section, I'll start with the positives and later the negatives. This section is easily the most opinionated part of the video, so lower your pitchfork if you don't agree with something I say. The positives. Number 1. Cyborgs are a well-designed and fun enemy to fight against. The two that currently exist both offer unique approaches to killing them and are actually a well-balanced enemy. Number 2. Enemies are now more accurate on difficulties 9 and 10 without lowering performance, primarily affecting the bots. A change that I welcome with open arms. Now Automaton Chaff can humble you quickly if you ever get too cocky, and bigger units are more threatening, as they should be. Number 3. The Bastion tank is added. To keep this simple, it kicks so much ass when you have a good team that coordinates effectively and utilizes the Bastion to its fullest. Unfortunately, that's a rare occurrence in public games, and because of that, I've got no way to show my own footage. However, I am aware to changes that Arrowhead made to enemies and the way they deal durable damage to our vehicles screwed over the mech suits, and honestly, I cannot say that I'm surprised. Number 4. Some SMGs and all sidearms had their sway reduced to 1. This is a step in the right direction to make aiming with sidearms and SMGs more reliable. I'm not going to discuss my thoughts about SMGs and sidearms currently since that is unrelated to this video. Number 5. C4 got its demo force buffed to 40, so now it can take out Bile-Titan holes and Super Earth colony walls. Number 6. Melee weapons received a large damage buff at the cost of armors that increase melee damage being nerfed. If it makes melee better, then honestly, I'm all for it. Number 7. Automaton megafactories are a nice new environment even if it has its flaws. It's always fun to step into enemy territory and see whatever they built for us to explore. Now, onto some of the negatives that I have with this update. Number 1. Why do bots get buffs from cyborg agitators when we don't get a buff from carrying the one true flag? It doesn't seem very realistic that the bots are suddenly more effective at fighting when they're near one of their cyborg comrades. Number 2. Vox engines are spammed way too much for how strong they are. While I do think that they're a fine addition to the game, they are spawned way too frequently for how strong they are. They have 11,000 HP, 1,000 more than a factory strider, yet they spawn as if they're Hulks. With how much spam they create, they become unfun to fight and frustrating to see when you see 3 or more of them after the first bot trap called in like a million of them. Also, their range is absurd. Number 3. When the update launched, hell bombs were inconsistent when trying to destroy gunship fabricators. While this issue was fixed in the title update, the fact that it made it into the game at all is a problem. Number 4. Stratagem balls are inconsistent when thrown near buildings and mega factories. This is because some buildings have an overhang to them, meaning that if a stratagem was called in when beneath one, it will instead bounce around until it finds a suitable spot or despawns and forces you to call it in again. Words cannot begin to possibly describe how annoying this is. It forces sentries in a bad spot and your support weapons and backpacks can roll right into where a horde of enemies are. Now, that's everything that I wanted to cover with this update. I know that this video was shorter than my last one, but honestly I only really wanted to give my thoughts about it, since overall I consider this to be a good update. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your day.